Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. So, a couple of things really. First of all, I just want to apologise for the lack of videos for the past week. Been a bit of a mad rush at work, so I've not had the time to be able to do videos. The good news is we're back to normal now. We're back on the grind. Lots of things coming to the channel. We need to do the moneymakers for the month and plenty more regarding the bond accounts as well. So the bond account, I have released a couple of videos lately and they are still sort of around the Christmas time. However, there is a lot of content around Christmas because I played a lot. So we've still got to work our way through that, but once we get to 2024, we do move quite quickly, and we do move quite quickly into combat as well. So that series is going to be changing up very, very soon. I'm not actually recording anything more for it now until we actually catch up. And after that, we can move forward with a bit more sort of involvement to making it do money-making methods and other stuff as well, just to keep piling up that GP on the account. So just bear with that. We're going to make sure we try and hammer out as much as we can. We are chipping away through the clips, and I am working my way through it as quick as I can. I just hop between that and current content because I think it's very good rather than just hammering out the bond stuff. But if you want to see that all in one go, if you want to see the bond stuff consistently, drop me a comment and I can look at doing that as well. I just think a bit of variety in the content is what helps the bond episodes be a bit more one-off and stand out a bit better, is because we're doing it in between all the money-making methods, market watch and all the other stuff. So what we need to do really quickly is just catch up on all the other stuff released into the game. So this week has been pretty big for a couple of reasons, and one is mainly related to the combat update. So there's been a combat beta for a long, long time. It's been the past couple of months now where they've been making a lot of tweaks and a lot of stuff relating to combat beta. Now what this is basically making the other three combat styles, magic, range and melee, basically match up to necromancy, because necromancy was by far away the best method to do like a lot of bosses, and it kind of made the other three redundant for a period of time as well. So with the tweaks they've made and the improvements they've made in combat, they're hoping that this will now balance out all four and make it a lot better. So things they've sort of improved on is making sure that critical strikes are better and more damage. The combat experience is a lot more fluid and a lot more easy to use, and also the hit chance is gone. Accuracy now affects damage rather than chance to hit, which means splashing is really never a thing now. So whenever you hit something, all it's going to change is the damage you hit rather than if you're going to hit at all. So in terms of this, it's a pretty big thing, and the dev diary which they've put on the YouTube channel is very worthwhile looking into, because it has a lot linked into people explaining like all the things here. Now, I'm not here to sort of explain all the PVM side. I'm not, as you all pretty much know, not the best PVMer. But I think it's going to have a massive impact in how the game plays now, and a lot of things could benefit from it as well. And we might see a lot of price rises in like market watching stuff, because demand for gear might shift, because the necromancy meta is hopefully been calmed down a little bit and we've moved on to some other stuff. But in terms of a rework and an update, it seems to be like pretty big time. Now, I have not really played it or played the game since Monday when it was released. So that's something I'm going to be doing for the rest of this week. Maybe go try a couple Slayer tasks, a couple boss monsters. So hopefully you're looking forward to that kind of content coming out soon. But I'm really interested to see how it goes and how it will look to change RuneScape 3 as well, because I think it needed this change for sure. Now, again, I'll make sure to link this post, but it goes through pretty much everything relating to the form of changes which you're going to get. And looking at how they've done it, it's very thorough, very well explained, and also it's got the right kind of information in-game by the sound of it as well, just to explain what they've done and why they've done things as well. Now, this is stuff which has been put into beta and really sort of been thought out. So again, I've not played it, and I will be playing it over the weekend or over this week as well, and we'll feed back next week. But from what I've seen, it seems to be pretty good. So what they do really well whenever they release something like combat orientated is they do like a sort of event around it to sort of just give it a bit more content and a bit more of a reason to do it as well. So with the combat update for March, and again, please go check out the video because it really does fill in a lot of the gaps, or maybe a lot of the questions you may have. Thok's smashing buffs is back. Now, Thok always pops out when there's a big sort of demand or push to push you into some combat-orientated content. And generally with Thok, some really good buffs. And make sure to take advantage of these as well. Now, for me personally, I'm going to make sure to be taking advantage of this on the main account and for some necromancy training, but also for the noob account and the bond account, who really do need to do like quite a lot of combat, and it can save it like a small fortune just by being able to have the overload buffs. So that's what we mentioned to start with. So the overload buffs, you have the ability in wars to use the cauldrons which contain overload boosts. Now that could be either a war or from Daemonheim. You have the overload potions, but if you have the ability to do it, it can change to elder overload potions. So if you have the herbal level and all the other stuff, you can do that as well. Now there's two cauldrons. You have the normal overload potion, which can be upped to the elder overload potion, but you also have your standard overload salve potions, which can then be upgraded to the elder overload salve potions. So this will save you a massive chunk of both money because you're not having to buy the overloads, or also time because you're not having to craft the overloads as well. And it's a really nice like little update that it can give us, and I believe it lasts for an hour as well. So it's nice if you've got to take some overloads in your inventory to go and do some bossing. It's a really big push for you to do bossing. Now this started on March 4th and it will run to basically like midnight on March 11th. So we've got 8 days just to enjoy as much of it as we can. Now I do realise I'm doing this on Wednesday, but I am trying to catch up, and it's something really I wanted to make sure you guys knew about because it's very, very good. It's probably one of the best things they do related to combat. It really gives me a push to go out and maybe do a boss log or AFK something just to get best use of it as well. So not only that, Death has actually decided to waive all death costs, so you can AFK to your heart's content and you won't actually have to pay anything for it. So that is really nice, that is really good. Tier 4 luck is active throughout the whole event, which is really nice. It just means you don't have to have your luck ring or anything like that, and it's just nice. Sign of life cooldowns will reset upon entering a bank area, really good. And just something as well, like it just gives you that extra little buff as well, just to make it a little bit nicer. Big one here as well, combat auras will immediately reset their cooldown when they end. So if you've got something big to go and hunt or to go and do for like a boss log, or if you're loving life AFKing with vampirism or penance, as soon as that aura is finished, you can just click to reset it and you can go straight back to it. If you are a lower level account and you have some marks of war and you actually haven't purchased vampirism, now is a great chance to buy it and absolutely hammer it for any form of PVM or boss logs you're looking to do as well. So vampirism, I didn't realise how cheap it was at war. For some reason, I thought it was the same as the power auras and it was 25k. It actually isn't, it's 5k. So make sure to buy that because that will transform your form of PVM in massively. And then some really nice like little buffs as well. So Soul Reaper task will give you double the points. Really nice if you're trying to get Hydrix or any of the buffs from the Soul Reaper sort of minigame, or like daily is our classic now. And also Slayer Masters will offer you a choice between 2 tasks without having to use Slayer VIP tickets, which is very, very good for a couple of reasons. If you're in the mood to farm points, a very good way to rack points up because you're going to be picking the best point task and you're not looking at skipping as many tasks as normal. Or if you're really trying to push for the XP, you've got even more options as well as skipping tasks to make sure the tasks you get are the tasks you want to be doing as well. Sadly, these buffs are not available for Iron Man players, but you chose to play alone, so that is not available. The Iron Man can actually choose Soul Reaper, which I actually missed off. So not only getting double points, you can pick your Soul Reaper task. So if you're brand new to Soul Reaper and you're trying to like build some points up, that is actually really good. But Iron Man, you will not get double the points. You can pick your task, which is still nice and still very much worthwhile and still a nice boost to rack up the Reaper points, but you won't be able to get the double points. We've had a little bit of a refresh for the oddment store. I think they've been playing around with this for a little bit ever since they sort of like dropped down the amount of oddments you get from spins. They've really been looking at changing that quite heavily. Thrown in some cosmetics because of course they always will do that as well. Some nice things or just some meh things. For me, only things I ever buy with oddments are keys. Although the small dwarven toolboxes, depending on what skills you've got left, and the cinders as well, can still be very much worthwhile if it works for you. And then as always, we have thrown in the treasure hunter stuff. I think they're just releasing cosmetics, which, you know, is what it is. They always will. I think they've caught on to how well cosmetics go, so they'll always be involved. And also, a couple of things for the patch notes. So necromancy, quite an important thing, and something I need to actually get to for a video this weekend, because I think I've name dropped it in the past 3 videos over 2 weeks, and that is moonstones. So I was waiting for moonstones to become much more available on the Grand Exchange for us to look at the prices of the jewellery and like whether it's worth making money with. So they've reduced the times they appear in Falman's store, which I think for the time being there was the best way to actually get moonstones was through the Falman's daily store. Not only that as well, they've increased the drop rate of moonstones from ritual disturbances, so that is basically the way you should be getting them as a main sort of thing. And also they've increased them from drop rates from ghostly implings. So apart from that, the main things which are in like the patch notes and stuff like that is related to combat, which with combat being the main sort of like update this week is what we would expect anyway. But I would highly encourage you all to have a check of the update, watch the video on the YouTube channel, check all the patch notes, and more importantly, go out and have a play. See what it's like, see if it's good, or see if it brings any benefit to your Slayer or PVM as well. But that's going to be the end of this video. Like I said before, I'm really sorry for the lack of updates. Work has just been mental. Very much back to normal. Hope to get our schedule back and be releasing videos very soon. Hope you enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.